I'm probably not going to be too popular after I say how bad this device is, but I got to give you guys the truth. I got to give you guys everything there is about this device, and yeah, it is what it is, guys. I did some detailed reviews on my other channel, Rohas Streaming Tech. That way you guys can make a better decision when you guys are purchasing your devices. And I wanted to look into this device just because I've gotten a lot of emails that are saying, hey, I was told, or I saw, or someone else said, or whatever it is, that this is the best device to get in 2022 and probably in 2023 and to infinity and beyond. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys here the full rundown. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and also leave me a comment below if you guys have heard of the Apple TV 4K. Yeah, and if you guys appreciate this content, smash that thumbs up. Here is the bottom camera here. I have the device. There it is. Don't put fingerprints all over this thing because this thing is just going to be a hot mess. And I mean, it's a hot mess. Random sticker at the bottom. No idea what it's there for. It doesn't have any USB ports. It has 1 gig ether. It has your HDMI, your power cable. Power cable seems kind of good, but then after I inspected more, it's a little bit cheapo. No HDMI cable. You do get a lightning cable, which is some old technology, and then it's to charge that guy. But the funny thing is, even though you get this thing, you can't. There's no power brick. There's no power brick. What the hell? There's so no USB ports, no TF card slot to expand. No power brick to use this. You have to have one already. And I know most of us do have cell phones, which is fine, but they're giving you some old technology here with this lightning cable, which is, well, we all know these lightning cables don't charge that fast. It takes forever sometimes. The best thing that this thing has is this remote, but would you spend $100 on this remote? And people are going to say, like, dude, that Apple TV is more than $100. It's like about $170. Exactly. Would you spend $100 on this remote? No. So anything above that price, if they have a sale of any sorts, it's probably a no. How much would you spend on this remote if it came by itself? And if you could program it to a Fire Stick, to the NVIDIA Shield? I think this is great for the NVIDIA Shield. Leave me a comment below. How much would you pay for this remote if you could get this for the NVIDIA Shield? Obviously, this is an Apple remote, but I think for me, for this remote, I probably would spend maybe at the most $20. This remote is that good. The material is great, and I don't want to make this whole video about this damn remote. Now, going through the setup on this thing, it's easy. It goes through everything. If you have an iPhone, and if you're in this whole ecosystem of Apple, you might want to listen because this could be great. Now, if you do have an iPhone, but you don't use Netflix or Disney Plus or any of those apps that you have to pay, this is not your device. This is not your device. Okay, let's start. First thing here at the top, it gives you advertisements for Apple TV, which is great. I love Apple TV. What they have on their TV shows and movies has been outstanding. I don't like this big thing that it just takes. Oh, that's a whole lot of red. It's man, just too much red. It just takes over your whole screen. Like, this is the top of your screen. And then if you do hit up, then it just gives you the advertisement to play whatever it is. And obviously I don't want to do that right now. So you do have your app store. You do have your podcasts, iTunes, search, settings, computers. If you do go to settings, you have a couple options here for general. You have about and all that stuff. One of the things I always tell people is come to privacy. And here I would leave location services on just because it tells you everything. Like it updates your weather and all that stuff here. But after that, share Apple TV analytics. Nope. Improve Siri dictation. Nope. I would turn some of this stuff off. Analytics data. I would turn some of this stuff off. This reports back to Apple on what you're doing on your device. Just turn it off. Restrictions. I have this off. Just go through some of the stuff. Siri, I have it off. Some people might like that. If I turn on your devices, sorry, I do apologize. Manage storage, background apps refresh, not bad. Notifications, I come here and for this, you got your search and TV. I'll turn this off. I don't want these pop-ups to come up. You have users accounts, AirPlay, all that stuff. A lot of cool stuff that you can do if you're in this ecosystem, which is great. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, when it comes to adding, of course you can't do downloader. Of course you can't do third party. There's ways of going around to try to get third party stuff, but it is going to be, you're probably going to have a bigger headache trying to add third party stuff than anything. Now, some people will say, well, you don't need to add third party anything because there's something like Plex. You can get Plex. You really need third party stuff. You could build your own media server, your own, all that stuff. The problem with this is that most of us don't want to build a Plex, our own personal Plex. We don't want to invest in servers and anything like that. Next, someone actually did a podcast about some of this stuff, which was a pretty good conversation. And if you have Plex, great. If you pay for a Plex, again, now you got to pay somebody else to get your Plex and to have your information and your IP address and all that stuff. Once you give people that information, then they pretty much know where you're at. They know where you live. They have all that info on you. And if something were to happen where Plex did get hacked at one point and all that information is there. If you're just like, well, Rojas, maybe you're just exaggerating a little bit. It's a little bit too stretched when it comes to that. It's fine if you spend $10 on Plex or $5 on Plex or $20 on Plex, whatever it is. Cool. I know some other people like MB, some people, and I didn't get a chance to look up MB, but I'll do that really quick here. If I do MB, there is an MB for TV. So there is something like that you can get. The other one, I think it's called Jellyfin or Jelly or something like that. And just searching for it, I didn't see anything. Now, when it does come to apps, again, I get very particular with stuff like that. So with Plex, you can get some stuff in there. There's no K-App. There's no XBMC. Peacock, you can get some free stuff in there. Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Prime. There's bundles there. Prime Video comes with your Amazon Prime. Paramount Plus comes with Walmart Plus. You get that for free now. And then, of course, YouTube is always great to have, stuff like that. So some pretty cool stuff there. If you do come here towards the bottom, you have your top free. And, of course, as you guys know, Disney Plus isn't free. Yes, you could download the app for free, but it's not free. Down here at the bottom, this is very, very interesting here. It has GSE Smart TV. So if you got like some kind of third-party extreme codes, M3U, playlist, whatever, that's it right there. Here's TV Max, which looks like TV Mate. So, and it says here, Mag, Stalker, Extreme codes. So pretty good stuff here. They do have this thing in 32 gigs and in 64, and I have the 64 gigs. And everything that it has here, it is listed, so it doesn't have the Dolby Awesome decoder. It's got HEVC, it's got AC3, it's got these other encoders that will read that stuff. But when it comes to, it will read all those decoders, which is great. But for me, I personally like when I see that awesome decoder and I see all those different decoders. Same thing with audio. Now, audio did have Dolby Atmos listed, which is great. And it does have Dolby Plus. It has a 7.1, 5.1. It has everything that you want for audio side. And it's listed there specifically with that codecs, which is great. And I had to get this information on the Apple's website. I couldn't get this information just on my own. Now, if you're very curious about what it is that you get, here is the list right there. Pause the video if you need to. Video formats, audio formats, this is everything that you get. For me personally, I like to have IDA64 within the app or within the device itself, so that way I can see the guts without them telling me what it is. I want to read what the device says. We have ran into this issue where devices say, hey, we give you this, and then when you pull it up, it's a different thing here. For example, it says here, look, we have Dolby Vision. Yeah, well, you don't have Dolby Vision Atmos, you have HEVC. Well, you don't have Dolby Vision Awesome, you have HEVC. And those are different codecs. They're different. Yes, it could read, it can transcribe and all that stuff, which is great. Now, what do I think now? Like, when I look at this, and this is the part that I know some people are going to either laugh or some people are going to say, like, dude, you have a point. Everything that I just mentioned right now, for this price tag, might as well just do an NVIDIA Shield, pay about the same, maybe a little bit cheaper. I know the NVIDIA Shields are a little bit cheaper right now, or about the same price, close, but you now have access to do whatever you want. The biggest difference between this one and probably most devices is that you can get a 32 gig and a 64 gig, where most of the devices is 16 gigs. Cool. I get that. The only thing is, with those devices, you could add a TF card, you could add a USB, you could expand that storage. This one, you're locked to what you get. That's it. You get this, and that's all you get. So what if we said, okay, let's compare this to the FireCube. FireCube is going to be a lot cheaper, and you could do a hell of a lot more. Cool. What about a Fire Stick? Again, Fire Stick's going to be way cheaper, and you could do a lot more. For when I do the comparison that people say, yeah, but you know, if you have your own Plex, if you have your own servers, if you have your own this, and you have your own setup, and if you know what you're doing, and if you have everything that you need for Apple TV, your live TV stuff, your Plex stuff, you know, maybe a free app here and there like Paramount Plus or whatever, you can do all of that stuff on a 4K Fire Stick easily. Pay $30, $40, save yourself $140, $150 from this device, and you could do the exact same thing on that other device. Now, when it comes to gaming, Amazon has the same thing. And again, you're going to be paying a hell of a lot less. So I'm sending it back. I think this is an expensive doormat. I think it's horrible. I think it's again, would you pay over $100 for this remote? Is what it comes down to. So sorry that the video is a little bit lengthy. I wanted to do the review. I had this thing, like, you know, I was testing some of the stuff out. I was looking at everything when it comes to all the third-party stuff and all the hoops of fire and everything. And I got to say, it's not worth it. It's definitely, I would rather have a headache trying to figure out a Fire Stick that I'm paying anywhere between $20 to $40 on sale. And yeah, like even the Fire Stick Lite, you could do the exact same thing. It's just going to matter when it comes to like little nuances, like, again, third-party apps. And people have already done ways to expand the storage. Sure, you might spend a little bit more money, but you're stuck with whatever you buy on this one. So yeah, with all that being said, let me know what you guys think. It's a good device, depending on your scenario. The argument of these apps that are there, can you do it on other apps or other devices? Absolutely. So let me know what you guys think. With all that being said, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.